Namaste everyone. So here we are again. Today we're going to discuss about yamas. And yamas are basically, it means restraint or kind of like a guidelines, or you can say an external behavior. For example, how to behave, like attitude, actions, words, speech, thought, everything starts within from here, right? Anyways, so what we're going to discuss is today the Yama 1, which is in Sanskrit called ahimsa. Ahimsa. Himsa means violence. Means non, like ahimsa, non-violence. So it is like basically not harming or having an actions or thoughts or word or speech or anything. It's about like non-harming, like more about it's like showing the love and compassion. And it's actually, it comes from Yoga Sutras by Patanjali. So let me just give you yoga, union of the body, mind and soul, or join or union together. Sutra. Sutra actually means, it's like a thread. In English, there's a word called suture. It means, in a medical way term, suture means the thread, the doctor or the surgeon. It's like if they torn the body part together, they kind of like a sew together and combine the body together. The suture, it means like the kind of that thread. So in Sanskrit sutra, it also means the same thread. It's like the same way, like think of a truth as weaving your life together, this combination, and also like feel more connected, you can say. Connect with the body, mind and soul. This is your Yoga Sutras, like kind of, yoga, this like thread, like come joined together now. So that's called in English suture, suture. It's like a thread, and in Sanskrit it's like sutra. Sutra means thread. So, well, let's talk about this yama, restraint or guidelines and external behavior. So I have, if you can see, in Sanskrit I wrote it's ha, but if you go where it says he, there's a dot there now. Excuse me, okay. Ahimsa means, if you can see here, it's ahimsa. That's external behavior, yama 1 guidelines, which means non-violence. Okay, so let's go more deeply. Okay, and the Deborah Adol mentioned, this is one of the book, Yama Name is a very good book. She mentioned Deborah Adol as Yama 1 as a jewel, like it's kind of a jewel. Even the Patanjali Sutra also mentions like kind of a first important the sutra ahimsa. And if you go deeply into the topic, 3 things: ahimsa, the thoughts, the speech or the word you say, or anything, speech or action. 3 things are connected. So you should not have any like harmful thoughts or the speech, like saying something bad, or you're talking about bad about people, or saying something like rudely, hey, how anything about speech or word you say. So watch out, even your thoughts connect with the words and the action. So there are like 3 steps. The thought comes to the first one, something like no, don't. So one more thing is like, this one is like don't, not do. So watch out what you say. And about the speech, also the same thing then. Okay, thought, what you think, watch what you say. And the action is more physical, like harming, literally, like you hurt physically, or you literally, you kind of, you want to hurt people, or even should not say, like hurting people really bad. So you don't do that. So that's like these 3 things you need to watch yourself. That's what I mentioned: thought, speech, and action. So these are like, it means like it's very important to pay attention in ahimsa. Let's break it down. The thought. thought is actually, it affects the body language and impact a lot of suffering within ourself, with the mind, because the thoughts will keep bothering you. It can be violently way, so you don't know how to handle it. And it comes to the speech. As I said, watch what you say, and the tone of the voice is very important. You want to make sure that it's not too violent way, even you want to express, okay? And if you see here, I wrote the first step, it's gratitude, okay? So you need to have some gratitude towards everyone, all beings. It's very important. So you want to be like really work on the gratitude to be more grounded, you can say. That helps a lot. And the second one is about trusting in the moment. Like we talk about the speech, trust in the moment. You know what I mean? So it's like within the moment, you want to be fully engaged, and you want to see yourself as that person you are on the other side. Like you put yourself in the other one's shoes and then see from their side also. Yeah, so that's how you often practice. And also, you do not lose yourself in the speech. Like you do not get out of control, and talking gossip or bad, talking about people might hurt. Even just saying whatever you want to say. So you really want to be like, basically you can say gratitude towards them and kind, and some trust in the moment. This is very important now. And the third one is action, which is action is based on anything you do physically, anything you like, killing, hurting people, or kicking, or punching, or slapping, many things, like just like when you want to eat meat, right? Like physically you harm an animal or anything, you basically eat it up. It's kind of also kind of shows like this violent way. So you don't want to do that. You want to be kind to that beings, So imagine if the same thing happened to you. Yeah? So don't hurt anybody and hurt yourself too, and things around you, any being. So that's about the action. And all these behaviors and attitudes based on about all as well, like the thoughts and speech and action. And you want to be like monitor constantly to control. You need to have a great control. And once you you have this control over the mind to still the mind, what to do? It's the nature, right? Our mind goes everywhere often, but you want to be like control, like pay attention to your breath, gratitude, trust in the moment. And one more thing, thinking about others. You can say the third one is like thinking about others. It's very important. Like this is one of the like, if you can try to think about others, just like if you're facing the same situation as others, how do you other person you want to be? So this is where it comes to this greater, deeper understanding about not to be violent, not to be harmful, but more like being grounded, and also the gratitude, as we mentioned earlier. So the three steps are gratitude, like should have a gratitude, respect everyone, and thinking about others, and also trust in the very moment. Okay, so that's a few things that you need to pay attention. The most important is your thought, speech, and action. These three things are very important. Don't hurt yourself, and then don't do the same thing. Like imagine if this happened to you, the same thing, and how it feels. So you always want to think about it. And also when we have this kind of like a word called, when I often travel to Hong Kong, Macau, sometimes I go to China, I take ferry most of the time. Now there are buses, but sometimes often I see going by the ferry, there's kind of like a hazy. When it's not clear, the ferry driver stops. At once he stops, like, or slow down, and what he does, like, so this kind of, that moment can help me, like, when something is not clear, just like the weather, you better, like, wait a minute, like, you step back. It is okay. I know our ego mind always want to be like, but this is where you step back. This is where yoga happens. Pause, wait a minute, let the things clear. It's the same thing with the mind. When you have this haziness in the mind, this is a big issue. This is really a big issue. And also you don't see things clearly, and you're not really focused. So you really want to be like, get some clarity to avoid this violent behavior, also not violent behavior, even in a normal, regular life. You want to get that clarity and towards your path. I mean, if you can see here, I draw a brain, gives the path, taking tiny steps with the love, which is self-care, self-love. It's very important, in ahimsa. If you start to love yourself and take care of yourself well, you won't do the same thing to others. And that's what the text says. Like, it is very important to just to like minimize all this kind of like being selfishness, like you're so selfish. No. In ahimsa, it's like you really have to be very, very kind and be compassionate. For example, if you for example, Mahatma Gandhi, he's our father of nations, where I born in India. He's our father of nations. We call it Jati Pita. He's like, he practiced ahimsa a lot. You can see like his behavior. If you can like find about Gandhi, you will know. I mean, he's like a great practitioner, like a yogi. He took this from Yama and followed, and Satya, all these Yama Niyamas, like you can see in his lifestyle, like really helped a lot. He said, do not harm anybody, even they hurt you. And there are evidence and proof about this now. And also Martin Luther King, I have a dream, it's like he's also like followed the Gandhi steps and then everyone followed this ahimsa. So what I'm sharing is today, don't harm yourself and don't harm others. And don't do it. This is about don't. And even you want to be like this, you want to like watch your thought, speech and actions is very important. And that haziness is one of those, like when you don't get it's when you're not clear, you wait a minute, you pause and then take a deep breath and you start all over again. So you can be less violent and more of understanding, and it creates like a consideration for all beings and to yourself too. Yeah, so let's get into more of like how do we do this, like finding a courage. These are like to do. Finding a courage, it's so important. Like it is like kind of like it is so hard to have a courage for ourselves sometimes, because we feel like we're not enough capable, or we're not good at something, or maybe I'm like this, people already judge me. No. Everyone has this something that pulls us back, but that's where you stand. Someone like you fall in the same place, but that's where you stand up and you try to find that courage to move on in your life, and finding that courage to be more, more compassionate and kindness. So what happens is this practice, and this is automatically you live in this non-violence, like ahimsa is like. It is so difficult, and it can be sometimes very confusing in that moment that you want to start to be courageous. But this is how we do. We often tell ourselves, I can do it. So finding a courage is one of the important thing. And the second thing is like creating a balance is very important between the two people, between the groups, between boss and the colleague, or high and low, or whatever you see this, or within the cultures, nations, people, different colors, and different coming from the different backgrounds. You always just don't want to see from your side, and you want to go through the behind, and you want to see from their side too. So it's like putting yourself into their shoes. Oh, they have come from the different background, I have come from different background, so there's a misunderstanding. Even in a relationship, if there's any misunderstanding, you try to create a balance, like, oh, this is your perspective point of view, and this is mine. And how do we so remember, what do we do is when we create a balance, we need talking but not yelling. So it's very important to talk but not yelling. But how do you talk? Compassionate, kindness. It's so hard. What we do that, finding that courage to that second step and to create the balance. So that's one other thing. And what happens when you create this balance, it's like comes from your there's a saying that inner voice begin to be better, whatever the mind has been. It's like training your mind, and that light, okay, that guidance it's like the wisdom of the inner voice, and it helps you to create the balance. As I said, it starts from you. It just starts from you, guys. Like, it's not like somebody has to start here. Something to start. Atta, we talked about before, atta. So you start to create a balance, and it might work enough, you know. You never know how the results are, but at least you're putting an effort. So create the balance. Talking, but not yelling. Good. So the third one is like dealing with the powerlessness. Like you feel like there's no power in you, or you feel like you don't have enough power in any position that you have as a person you are, even in the who you are right now as a character, as a manager, as a worker, as a boss, as a teacher, as a performer. You know, the position is like, you know. So sometimes you feel like you don't have enough power now, but it's not only you. Like everyone feels the same somehow, and this is also can cause frustration. How to say? If I say in a Cantonese, more like hokoya. It's like, or I'm very tired, or you feel like there's no power, but no, there is some power within you. That's where you start to wake up, and it is so hard. Finding a courage, creating a balance, dealing with this powerlessness. It takes an effort. It really takes an effort. And you really don't want to get caught in this angry frustration. Oh my God, I can't. It's like, you know, there's like no power or something. Like, it's like, it can be the mind, it can be the physical, it can be in any form of the power. So it's like you have to deal with it. And so, you know what I mean? It starts from you. So get up and start to feel like more powerful. Yeah, I can do it. So you change that attitude. Like, positive affirmations can help. And sometimes it's not easy, but you can try. You know, it's all about trying. It's all about trying. There's like, it's never too late, you know, never too late to learn things, never too late to do stuff. Get up early, people. Get up early. It might help to have more time, you know, before you go to office. Do some practice, self-study, and then go on back to your business, come back. Family, spend time, good time, you know. Don't have to feel I don't have enough time, let's power and all this stuff. No. So I'm just giving some a little easy example of it. So you want to deal with this powerfulness feeling with the gratitude. With the gratitude. Or you want to be like kind to yourself and kind to others, so that you start to feel that. And the next one is we talked about earlier, self-love. It is very important. Self-love. Like as I said, if you loving yourself, if you start to love yourself, I think you start to love others too. It's not about like being so like self-centered or like, oh my God, I love myself, something like that. No, it's about like self in a very genuine way. In a very genuine way. Okay, my life is this, and I'm as this, I'm as weak, or you're as you, and we start to, okay, this is what happening. So there's no hate. So you kind of want to replace the self-love that can heal you and heal others. If you just hate yourself, you just start like non-stop beating yourself, oh, I'm not good, or being negative, it's not going to help. So you want to have that some, you know, like this. You want to carry that with the love now. So self-love is very important. And you want to like monitor, constantly observe the way you respond with your thought, the words or speech, the second one, how you say, even the tone is very important. Hey, hello, excuse me. So, or, you know, all this, like, you didn't really mean that. You just don't know, maybe. But you can, like, tune down a bit and show some love. Yeah, because anger and frustration, that haziness might get, like, not clear sometimes. You want to monitor all this. And the most important is, like, the attitude. Attitude with the gratitude. It is very important. Attitude with the gratitude, I think, yes. Take the line, underline it. So it is very important. So your attitude is very, very, very important towards these three things. Thoughts and what is that next one? Speech or words. what you say, actions. Why I'm repeating? Because it helps. Because our mind often like taken away something, because it brings the focus now. Just like you do some of the yoga postures you like, why you do often, because it's just to refine and then open up the body and mind to get more access. Is the same thing. Often we go back and study, and that helps us because our mind always goes everywhere. Monkey mind, boom, 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 boom. So you want to like keep it focused. Why we take a deep breath? Often I say when you like kind of lose yourself or you're feeling negative about, just pay attention to your breath. It's helpful. It brings the focus and feel more connected within the moment. As I said, trust in the moment. So, for example, if we see in a more harmful way, you feeling fear, or you feeling disconnected, or you feeling like ignorant about all these things that can harm you, or maybe you're afraid of something, or you disconnect from the people because you're afraid that they might hurt you because something happened or something, and you just ignore and you keep on like running and escaping. Also, it is also like kind of not helpful for our mental health. So you want to really pay attention to those thoughts, and you gently like let go. And meditation can be very helpful, and also yoga philosophy, the sutras might be helpful if you often read. That kind of give you like a kind of like a map, like to navigate your boat to sail safely within your life. So it is very important to gently let go from those fears and feel disconnected from reality, or you kind of like felt ignore within yourself or from the people and all. So you want to be like get more clarity. So like kind of you want to make a note about it. For example, like think of a person who make you feel like negative towards you, and or he or her, but you kind of want to be positive towards them, like positive attitude, the action, the thoughts and the speech, and then that gives you kind of like uplifting the mood. And also see that person changes or not. Anyone within the group, people, friendship, relationship between the husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, boss and colleagues, team and team members, anything can apply this. So as I said, it starts from you, within you, and it is very important to start from us or within us. And also think of a way like the supporting way, like we call it like supporting or how do you say that? It's like radiate kindness and radiate great energy and hostility towards something or someone. We call it like enmity. Let me share with you one of the if you guys can see once again. Yeah. Now you're going to repeat after me. Ahimsa pratistayam tat sannidhau vairathyagaha. That means when the yogi is grounded in the virtue of non-harming, all enmity is abandoned in her presence, by Georg Forstchen. So when the yogi is like literally the people who practice yoga, it's really grounded. It's in the virtue of like this enmity. What we talk about is like kindness and radiate the great energy, and also hostility towards someone or something. And when you are grounded by this energy, it creates light, and it creates a benevolence, radiate love. It's like, and then the energy can be real. So it is very important, this ahimsa, this non-violence, like do not harm. It's about don't do that. Do's like we're replacing all these thoughts and speech and actions by adding this compassion and kindness. These are the two things that's very important with the gratitude and finding courage, creating balance, thinking about others, trust in the moment, getting clarity but not haziness. Haziness is like not clear. So these are like very important. Once again, the Gandhi and Martin Luther King is the example that the real practitioners of ahimsa. From my studies, the history and where I've come from, India, Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi, great soul, and his actions are great. Completely transformed, went to the people, walked with the people, without a sandals, less clothes, less consuming, and also like not eating meat, not hurting others, any being, and also if you can follow just to protect the mother nature, like no plastic, no, not eating meat and not polluting the air or water. All this stuff also can be like it comes in the practice of yoga. So you really want to look at your habits physically, also consuming, like you're buying stuff. No need to buy too much stuff. And let's say you buy an expensive bag with animal skin on the top of it or anything, it's like, pow! This is like against the ahimsa, like this. Don't do that, So all this like decisions and habits, and then you like doing and overdoing also can make you like, wow, because it's never enough. So you really want to pay attention to this like a regular habits, and which is really plays an important role about your practice of doing the yoga within the body, mind, and soul. And body also gets, let's say you consuming a lot, you're taking, you're buying, they're doing, they're consuming enough. So you want to have less consume. Okay? So it's very important to protect the nature also, because this is where we live in. Don't you want to be kind and show some love? Think about it. And if we talk about ahimsa also in your practice of yoga asana, you do any postures, shoulder opening or twisting or forward bend or back bend, you want to be kind to your body too and show some love and compassion to your practice as well. So what do you want to do? You want to like take it slowly, step by step. If that body hurts, it is harmful for yourself, right? You want to like rest a little bit more and restart again. But before you're getting hurt, you don't want to do that. You want to be like, take it slowly in the practice also. So it's also very important. Practice with the gratitude and practice with the clarity. Like not like, when you don't get the pose, you're like, or when you do a seat shasana headstand, oh my God, it costs. But you want to like, wait a minute. Go step by step. There's instructions. The teacher's going to guide you. No, I want to do it. So this kind of like ignorance, can cause anger, frustration, and it might lead to depression because you think you're not good in the practice or you're not better than anyone. I don't know. Like you start to think, you start to compare. It's also like the thoughts. These are violence, not good for yourself. So you want to like in the practice also, you want to be less harm and don't hurt yourself. That's also harm for yourself. Show some love and open up the body with the love and with the gratitude. So that's very important. And also creating a healthy environment in your house. It's very important. Healthy environment, more greens, and not like you have this stuff that creates this violent thoughts, or I even seen like some people they have like the animal head hanging on the on the balcony, or sorry, on the living room or something like that. Oh, it's like, wow, So you want to be more green, I just put plants today close to the library in the studio, so it's just good. Kind of makes me feel good. My team helped, and I want to say thanks to them. Thank you guys. Felt very rejuvenating, fresh air next to the books. So it's try to replace these kind of things now and create this environment within your house with a more positivity, more like a non-harming, you do not harm things to put those things now. Yeah, and also wearing stuff on your body. Yeah, it's important. Not like the animal skin or animal bag or whatever, something that you hurt and you take it. Also don't like this. It's very important. Can't do that. So you basically understood there are many ways to pay attention about our thoughts, speech, and action can cause harming to the others, or the other beings, or beings. You want to be more considerate to all beings, and you do not harm others and do not harm yourself. And openness is very important. Open your heart and welcome with the open arms. And I even often, I don't see people in my class for a long time. They come back with a very stiffness, this one, I'm tired, this and that. Always welcome, and I open my arms, welcome, please join. So it's very important. It's although they may not continue, they may not too, but at least you begin to be more opened, and open arms, like welcome always. So there's no she doesn't do or he doesn't do, I don't take care enough. No, everyone needs help, and everyone is facing something. So you want to be kind. So that's why I said that transformation starts within you, and you can help others too. So this is also practicing compassion and kindness and gratitude and thinking about others, not just yourself. It can apply in anything now. So please practice ahimsa for creating love, and attention towards the inner peace with yourself. It is very important, the inner peace. And yoga is about cultivating and intimate a relationship with ourselves, and also around us and the world around us. It is very important to create this sense of unity for the body, mind, and soul. When you start to create yourself, I think it radiates. We talk about the love, the light, and it inspires people. Although it may not, or maybe at least it helps you. So think about practicing ahimsa to creating love with the compassion and kindness. And practice gratitude, as we talked about earlier, trust in the moment, thinking about others. And these all it's a lot of helpful within yourself and for the people around. So I want you to just fold your hands, close your chest, and you want to just maybe connect ourselves deeply and maybe transform ourselves with this ahimsa, like not harming others. We don't do that. We show more love towards all beings, and we consider ourselves and for everyone to show that love and compassion and kindness. And we bow with the gratitude. And I want to thank you all for listening. I hope this sharing helps. Sending you my lots of love. Namaste. Bye bye. See you next time.